Lynda Ann Healy was a 21-year-old psychology major at the University of Washington. On January 31, 1974, she went about her day as usual, making plans to cook dinner for her parents the next evening. Healy lived with 4 other college students in a shared house in Seattle. That night, she was last seen around midnight by a housemate. The next morning, her alarm went off, but she was not in her room. Lynda's roommate discovered her bed unusually tidy and her alarm still ringing. Her employer called, saying she hadn't arrived at work, prompting fear among her housemates. Her bike was found in the basement and the side door was unlocked. When Healy's parents arrived for the planned dinner, they realized something was wrong and called the police. Upon searching her room, officers found blood-stained sheets and a nightgown in her closet, indicating foul play. Lynda's disappearance was one of several in the Puget Sound area during early 1974. Despite extensive investigations, no leads emerged. An anonymous phone call suggested a connection between Healy's case and other attacks, but nothing came of it. Seattle Police Captain Herb Swindler noted the lack of evidence in the missing women cases. He pointed out that usually bodies would start to appear, but there were no such findings, making the cases even more puzzling. Over a year later, in 1975, human remains were found on Taylor Mountain by 2 students. Among the discovered bones were those of Lynda Healy and other missing women, indicating a brutal end. Ted Bundy, already convicted of multiple murders, later confessed to Healy's killing from death row. He detailed stalking her on January 31, 1974, breaking into her home and abducting her that night. Bundy revealed he had prepared his car in advance, removing the passenger seat to transport Healy's unconscious body. He took her to Taylor Mountain, where he raped and killed her before burying her remains. He claimed to feel remorse briefly, but would soon resume his killing spree. His pattern involved increasingly shorter periods of dormancy between murders, driven by his urge to control and possess. Bundy also confessed to other necrophilic acts, such as returning to burial sites and keeping the heads of some victims. He admitted to various unsolved murders across several states. Before his execution in January 1989, Bundy confessed to the murder of Healy and others, claiming he had killed 36 women. However, the true number of his victims remains unknown. Ted Bundy was executed in the electric chair on January 24, 1989, ending the life of a man who once had a promising future but became consumed by his horrific obsession with murder.